Raphanus raphanistrum, subspecies sativus, cultivar White Oriental Radish. I sowed 5 white radish seeds for this video. After planting, I water my growing media. Please maintain soil moisture until seeds sprout. The ideal temperature for white radish seed germination is between 18 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius. Seeds have begun to sprout. White radishes grow best when temperatures do not exceed 26 degrees Celsius. When growing white radish, my minimum temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. My maximum temperature when growing white radish is 33 degrees Celsius. My average humidity when growing white radish are about 83%. I grow my plants in tropical climate. White radish hardy in zones 2 to 11 USDA. White radish are annual plants. White radish is from Brassicaceae cruciferae family. According to what I've read, the origin of the white radish is unknown but is most likely from the eastern Mediterranean to the Caspian Sea. White radish is propagated by seeds. When you propagate white radish by seeds, it is common to have some seeds fail to germinate. In this video, just 3 of the 5 seeds I sowed successfully germinate. Seed quality, seed age, moisture, light, and temperature all affect how well seeds germinate. For me, on average, white radish seed viability are about 2 years. The viability of white radish seeds is significantly influenced by their quality at the time of harvest, how they are handled during storage and between harvest and storage, and how they are stored. White radish can reach a height of 60 to 100 centimeters. Depending on your growth zone's climate, midsummer to early fall is the best time to plant white radish. When planting white radish in a garden bed, leave 15 to 20 centimeters between plants. White radish can also be grown in the container. White radish prefer to grow in full sun. White radish need at least 8 hours of sun to thrive. White radish can tolerate some shade but prefer to grow in full sun. Growing white radish in shaded areas will risk you too much moisture and can contribute to fungus or rot. In my climate, I grow my white radish in full sun location. Growing media I use for growing contain cocoa peat, red burn soil, fine sand, old humus and charcoal. You can use any growing medium that is convenient for you. As long you use well-drained soil to grow white radish, you will be fine. Additionally, if at all possible, please ensure that your growing media are sterile and clean. A clean and sterile growing medium will minimize the spread of both diseases and pests. White radish prefer to grow in slightly acidic to neutral soil pH between 6 and 7 pH. My soil pH when I try to grow white radish are about 7 pH. Soil pH is a measure of the acidity or alkalinity in soils. On the pH scale, pH 7 is neutral. Below 7 pH, it is acidic, and above 7 pH, it is basic or alkaline. Soil pH affects the nutrients available for plant growth. In highly acidic soil, aluminum and manganese can become more available and more toxic to plants, while calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium are less available to plants. For example, soils with a pH less than 4.6 are too acidic for most plants. In highly alkaline soil, phosphorus and most micronutrients become less available. Putting up fence to protect plants from monkeys. Without an adequate supply of phosphorus, plant growth is diminished and maturity delayed and yield reduced. At 7.5 pH, iron availability becomes a problem on alkaline soil. In plant nutrition, iron is required for photosynthesis and chlorophyll synthesis. 8.3 pH and above are too alkaline for most plants to grow. The majority of plants are grown in a pH range of 6 pH to 7.5 pH. It is helpful to check the soil pH as different plants thrive in different soil pH ranges. You can measure your soil's pH by using pH meters. The size of the container I use to cultivate white radish, height 38 centimeters and width 41 centimeters. You also can grow white radish in bigger container than mine. The bigger the container, the bigger the root system that will develop and will result in a bigger plant. Please make sure your container have good drainage when growing white radish. Waterlogged container will promote root rot. For me, the advantage of growing in containers is gives me more control over sunlight, moisture, and temperature. For this growing season, on average, my water usage is about 1,500 milliliters. Water usage depends on container size, container type, weather, and climate you live in. White radish water preference are moderate watering. To harvest white radish, pull up the plants from the soil. The bulbs can be stored in the refrigerators up to 10 days. White radish usually don't require fertilizer if you start with rich soil. Incorporate a few inches of compost before planting if your soil needs improving. White radish flowers range in hue from white to light purple. Bee and butterfly attracted to white radish flower. Common disease you may encounter when growing white radish. Alternaria disease is a common disease that causes spots on leaves. Clubroot disease attacks the roots, causing roots to become stunted and small. Common pest you may encounter when growing white radish. Flea beetles eat and make round holes in leaves. Cabbage maggots feed on the roots and tunneling into radishes. Wireworms can burrow into radishes and creating tunnels. Disease and pest-affected white radish can be prevented by providing good air circulation, good cultural practices, do not overcrowd plants, avoid watering at night and keep soil from soggy condition. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.